This is Lawrence D. Adams, and today we're talking about the other side of the story. What is the father's other side of the story? It is important that we realize that fathers are important in the community, in the household, in the children's lives, in the women's lives. Fathers are needed. But what's even better, what's also greater needed is dads. And that's a more personal relationship than to just call someone your father, but to actually become your dad. So today we're going to talk about what is the father side of the story. Many people have been polarized or only hearing the mother side of the story and never truly hearing the father side. Today we're going live with it. Here we go. Let's begin. Going to get right to the intro and here. I see you guys are, hey, wait, man, you early today. What's going on? Yeah, I'm early today. I have actually, the reason why I'm early today, I have a doctor's appointment today. And I want to definitely emphasize the importance of men going to the doctor. You must go get a checkup. Go get everything checked up from the rooter to the tutor. Get everything checked up. Go get checked up. So I'm going to get my annual doctor's appointment physical to check everything, make sure everything's right. Make sure I'm doing everything right. So yeah, I'm early today. Only today I'm going to be going early today because I have to go to the doctor. Got to go to the doctor. Old song. I think it was Cool Mo D. Whoops, let me get my camera then. There we go. Yeah, I got to go to the doctor today. You see, I got the camera back working. Thanks to Jono. Appreciate it, Jono. Yeah, I had to go to the doctor. So men, let me emphasize this because we don't talk about it enough. Go to the doctor. Go get everything checked up. Don't be trying to be a superhero and I'm fine. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I can just live with, and I can, you immortal. You just think you can't, nothing can happen. Go to the doctor. Go get checked up. If you feel something, it ain't taking away less of a man that you feel something or something ain't right in your body. Go to the doctor. Even if nothing is wrong, still go to the doctor, get checked up, get things done, get your vision, dental. I'm working, dental is next. Go get checked up. Go get your blood work. Go get checked up. Make sure everything working right. Make sure your piping working right. If you know what I mean. You ain't drip, dripping. Go to the doctor. Go get checked up. A lot of men do not get checked up. And I'll be the first to say, you better go to the doctor. I got a doctor's appointment today. That's the reason why there's an early show today. So I have to go to the doctor, and it's important. It is important that men go to the doctor. I don't care who you are, what you think you know. Go get checked up. I'm going to get checked up. That's part of your taking care of who you are as a man. Let me say that again. That's part of taking care of who you are as a man. You must make sure you number one priority is that you're taking care of your health, wealth, and prosperity. You got to make sure your health, wealth, and prosperity is taken care of. Go, and I'm going to say it again. I don't care who like it, who don't like it. Go schedule an appointment, especially with this. You know what going around. You need to go get checked up. You need to make sure you're eating correctly. I'm talking to some men right now. I know y'all don't want to hear this, but I'm just telling you, you need to start eating right. Make sure you're taking your vitamins, getting some exercise. I think a lot of men inside of the group, are definitely go get checked up. Shout out to you, BL Radio. First time seeing you. Good morning. What's going on, William? Everyone's coming in. Yeah, go get checked up. I don't care what it is. And you need therapy. Negroes, black people, white people, China. I don't care what nationality. Go get some mental therapy. Some of y'all need therapy. You can't use Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as a place. Go get some therapy. You need some mental health. You need to go talk some things out that happen. But let's talk about today's subject. What is the dad side of the story? What is the dad side of the story? I'm telling you, let me say it again. Go get checked up, man. I don't care who you are. I don't care what they told you. See, look, just got out of the hospital for 7 days. Prime example right there. For 7 days, just got out of the hospital for 7 days. Men, I don't care who you are. If you listening to me, you trust the words that I say. Go get some doing the work, put in the work. Yeah, that's part of being a man. Go make sure that you are taken care of. Make sure your immune system together. Make sure your health and wealth is together. I'm just saying, y'all better listen to me. Listen to the L. Go make sure that you take care of yourself. I don't care what they tell you, what you thought. So let's talk about it. The other side of the story. Yesterday we sort of stepped into it. Now we on the grass now. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The other side of the story. As we talked about yesterday, fathers are so needed in our community. They are needed in the community. We need fathers. And fathers not just predicated to you siring a child, but a father is a state of mind. And he is in a position, as I got this morning, he's a position of authority in the community. He's in the position of authority in the community. We have not many fathers. We get everybody who could teach you everything, but we don't have people who are fathers. And so what happens is the authority inside of the community is diminished. We talked about yesterday why the authority has been diminished, because you can control the masses, or you can control the people when you kill or destroy or smear the image of the man or the father. You can control the masses when you damage, attack, polarize the image of the man in the community, the image of the father inside of the family, inside of the child's life. You can now control the community, the nation. This may be tough. I know I got the gloves off today, but too many people, there has been an attack, whether we want to admit it or not, against fathers, against dads. We already talked about the men, but there's been a strategic attack What you do is you get the woman to attack, their own woman to attack the men. You get the media to attack men. You get social media to attack men, attack fathers, or to never show the true numbers of how many fathers are taking care of their children. Why do you do that? Because the goal is to control the what? Media. Not control the media, but control the people. If you can control the people's minds, you first thing you're going to do is you're going to have their behinds. So the goal is to attack the image of the father inside of the community, inside of the children's lives. Now they don't know how to deal with. They don't know how to deal with. Someone's going to have a powerful testimony on Friday, if and not sooner. Correct. They're going to have one. So what you do is you fathers and dads are like borders around the house. Fathers and dads are like borders. They're like fences. They're like gates around the house. Let me say healthy fathers and healthy dads are like borders and gates around the house, or around a community, around a family, around a child. We say that healthy fathers are. They are there to protect the family, the community, and the nation. So the first thing there must be an attack is on the father to diminish the healthy authority. So you never learn how to respect authority. I know I'm going in already, but it is what it is. So you never learn how to respect authority. One of the things I can remember about my dad, my dad was in the community. He used to bake cookies and cakes and pies. So the kids in the neighborhood, they can attest, they can come on, they probably would tell you. They called him Mr. A. They come to the house. First, we were selling chips and juices, little Huggies. Back then, back in the 80s, juices and Huggies we were selling 25 cents. And we right then we learned how to we serve Huggies, chips, candy, little grab bags. And we will sell that because we lived so far away from the store. Then finally, my father started making donuts. I mean, fresh donuts, not donuts you buy at the store. He made fresh donuts. Then he evolved from there. He made my mother made popcorn balls. Then my father went on and made cookies. Then what happens is that was a segue into him being an influence inside of our community. If you ask anybody who lived up on the hill where we lived up in Cleveland, up on the hilltop, they'll tell you, oh, Mr. A, yeah, he made cookies, man. He was good. He would talk to the kids. He would spend time. He wasn't not only just my dad, he became the dad of the father in that community. Let me say that again. My father became not only the dad, he was my dad, but he also became the father in that community, and the children and the teens and adults respected him because he took the reins and seen a void and became a father to those who did not have a father. So all this talk, ain't gonna mess with no single mother with no. Okay, that's good. I understand you're gonna mess with her. But what happens to the children who need to see the example of what a man is? My father took that position unknowingly and became a father to those who did not have a father. I remember one time I didn't go. I didn't go. My dad, we were all fixing on bikes. Bikes were the biggest things. So everybody had a bike. And then a couple of people in the neighborhoods there got flats. So my father said, I'm going to take y'all down to Silverman's. Silverman's was one of the hardware stores, places there. I didn't go. My sister went, my brother went, and a couple guys in the neighborhood went so they can get pieces and parts for their bike. My father took them down to Silverman's to get what they needed for their bikes. And somebody got down there and stole something. My dad hit the roof. He said, how are you gonna allow me to take you down here and you don't have the money that you don't need, first of all, and you come and steal something? So he lit into him. So he wasn't only just the father that was there, but he also had to be the disciplinarian, even to those when they did something like that. I remember, I ain't gonna tell you who they was. I know who it was. So you understand, fathers are important. Now, what's missing in many children's lives, which we do not talk about, is what the silent story of the father. So we've been polarized to hear what the mother said happened with the relationship with the father. We've been polarized just to hear the father, the mother side of the story, where your dad was here, that he wasn't no good, he couldn't hold a job, he left, he was cheating on with another woman, had to let him go. But did you, as a child, because you only understood as a child, but now as an adult, have you heard your father's side of the story? What's missing in our community, what's missing in many children's lives and adult children is that, what is the father's voice? Where is the father's story? What is the father's story? Many times we only hear one side of the story, and that is the mother's side. And if we will be truthful and can be completely honest, we know that, and there's no slight against women, we realize that many times it can be riddled with emotion because of how she felt about your father, like him, dislike him, whatever the case may be. And that now is passed on to you as a child, male or female. And your view of your dad or your father, your biological father who got you here, is skewed or is taken out of context because you never have the opportunity for him to tell the story. Or maybe it was just a one night stand and that happened and she got pregnant. So you never knew the real story. What happens is a lot of people need to hear their dad's side of the story. What was going through his mind? What was his fears? What was his concerns? What was his thoughts? Because what happens is that tape or that void inside of you is still there. And until you hear your father's side of the story, it will make sense when you compare it to your mother's side of the story. And then in the middle, you will hear the truth. In the middle, you will hear the what? You will hear the truth. It's easy to only hear the mother side of the story because she's your mother. She nurtured you. She was there. She was taking care of you when you was sick and you was hurt and you had a boo-boo. And when you went to first class of school and then when you graduate, but did you understand what your father, what was his voice? What was he saying? Why was he the way he was? What really happened between your mother and your father? Were they together? Were they apart? Some people say, why you shouldn't even dig into this. You shouldn't even talk about this. What does this have to do with game? It has everything to do with game because you realize, because game we talk about here is just strategy. You realize that there is a missing piece in your life, and that is the voice of your father. The voice of your father. We talked about yesterday, and I gave the example from the Bible. When Jesus got baptized by his cousin, John the Baptist, and he rose up out the water and a dove came on his head and all that kind of stuff. God said from heaven, that is my son in who I am well pleased. He ain't even do nothing yet. He ain't turned nothing to water. He ain't do nothing. My point is many of you guys, men, and I'm talking to you, and many of the women have not heard that from your father. This is my child in who I am well pleased. And you are looking for everything else to give you that validation that only that your father can give you. What is the other side of the story? If this is resonating with you or you understand, let me know in the chat room, Facebook, Instagram. I know I caught you at a time right now. but this is resonating with you. Many of you are looking for that validation from your dad. Say, you know what? This is my child and who I am well pleased. So what you do is you go and look for money, cars, the women look for litter their lives with tons of men because they're looking for that one sentence, that one phrase. This is my child and who I am well pleased. But you never know until you hear the father's side of the story. What is the father's side? Now, let me get this correct, because we have this problem, too, when we talk about the father side of the story and the mothers. With the story of the mother or the father, you got to understand you're dealing with imperfect people. They did not have it all together, just like you're trying to figure it out. They are trying to figure it out. They were trying to figure it out. They were going on information limited or with information that they did not know or should have known, or you think they should have known. Whatever the case may be, you got to understand they were imperfect. They didn't know everything. They didn't have it all together. So many times we chastise the father, like, you should have been there. You should have did something. You should have got it together. Why didn't you do nothing? Wait a minute. Do you understand what was going on in the mind of your father when you were brought on the scene? Do you know that he was scared? Do you know his side of the story? See, it's easy to point the gun at the father and say, yo, man, you ain't got it together. But we never look at what did the mother do in this whole scenario? Because I'm going to tell you like it is, whether you like it or not, every mother was not an angel. I don't care how much I love Dear Mama. Y'all singing the Dear Mama songs, and mama was not always an angel. See, I ain't lost people on that one. I don't care how you twist it, put it together. Mama was not always an angel, and sure, daddy sure was not always an angel either. I know y'all want to hear the truth, or do you want y'all want to just no? Mama wasn't always an angel. She ain't always did everything right. Just plain and simple. Keep it 1,000. She did not do everything right. She did not do. She probably didn't do everything right about your father. You don't know if your mother was with somebody while she had you. Just keep it 100. Keep it. See what happens, and there's no slight against your mother. It's just facing the truth of the matter. Your father feel like, you know what? I ain't dealing with this. All right, keep the child. I'm out. I'm peace. What's going on, John?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I'm glad it's working. Glad it's working.
Yep.
So I was saying that when it comes to both sides of the story, sometimes we're polarized to just hearing the mother side of the story, and mom didn't do everything right.
Still, they always say it's one person's side, the other side, and then the truth, right?
Yeah, right. And then we got to look at by not hearing the father side of the story, you're going to be, can I say it? I want to say you tainted, but you're not going to get the fullness of the story because he didn't give his side. And a lot of children are only hearing the mother's side and not hearing the father's side.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why you have two parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though one person birthed you, you were created by two people. That's just evolution and physics, the laws of physics, okay? You can't get created without two. You have a history that belongs to both sides of your family, okay? So whether you some people have a hang up about it and some people don't. But trust me, you have two parents. Everybody does.
You said you got two parents. You didn't have the mother. You had the mother of Jesus.
every you weren't the next Jesus. You're right. It wasn't immaculate conception.
And when some people think they got immaculate conception, well, how did you get here? Well, your I don't want to say that, but your mother didn't do everything right. Let me not, and this is not a slap against mothers, nor is it a slap against fathers. It's just a point of painting a complete picture, so you know the truth, because you need to hear the father's voice. Also, too, like we talked about yesterday, importance. Even if the father wasn't there, you need to hear another father's voice in your life as a child, whether it be a coach, be a teacher. I remember a teacher. We only have, I'm thinking, one teacher in elementary school. I think it was 2 or 3, but Mr. Stevenson. It's something I still remember him, and I was in elementary school. Black man, had them tight 1970 pants on with an afro. Mr. Stevenson. And anytime we got out of the line, he used to paddle us.
I mean, you gotta look at it from this perspective of, we're not trying to say what's one way's wrong or not. What we're saying is there's balance when you had both. And the male perspectives in my life, from a person being a male, was important to me to have respect for the female. You see what I'm saying? I developed my level of respect for males by watching, for females by watching my dad. I watched my dad open doors for my mom. I watched my dad have conversations with my mom, and it literally burned in my image how to deal and interact. I didn't have a fear of the unknown when it came to being with, having conversations with women, because I watched my dad talk to my mom. You know what I'm saying? And when you watch your mom talk to your brother, it's different than when your mom talks to your dad. It's different. I'm the middle child, so I watched her deal with people on an executive level. She was an executive at AT&T. I watched her deal with the people who she had to kiss up to. Then I watched the people who she loved. And she loved my dad, and I watched how she loved somebody and how she dealt with somebody. And I realized the difference in conversation between when a woman is talking to somebody she has to talk to and somebody she wants to talk to. You know what? That, to me, I felt was contributory to my upbringing and how I deal with people in my future. Now, yeah, everybody knows I'm divorced. Okay, I'm divorced, but I'm also remarried, and I know I could see the differences between the two people, and the foundation that was laid for me helped me get through those many years of how to deal with people because of where it came from by having my father around.
Yeah, that interaction between seeing that as a kid, the interaction of the father and the mother interaction is so important. Yeah. So because we don't learn by what they tell us to do, we learn by what they do.
It's true. And you could see the patience level of your mother.
Yeah.
You could see the patience level your mother developed by dealing with your dad. Not that it was a struggle, but you had to realize you're human beings. We're all different.
Right.
Okay. Everybody says the most successful marriages are the people who know how to forgive the most. Okay. If you can forgive the most, then you're going to have a successful marriage, because people are going to mess up.
Yeah.
I mess up.
Right.
I mess up the money sometimes. Sometimes I mess up the directions. So, like my kids, me and my wife ain't been out the house in 1.5 years together. 1.5 years. We used to leave the house pretty often before the pandemic. We used to say, okay, you're in charge, I'm going. I'm talking about literally, they were not teenagers yet, but we knew that they've been home enough that they understood things. They ain't been home alone in 1.5 years. Me and my wife are going to get our shots today for the vaccine. And they're like, what do we do? I said, you're all teenagers. You figure it out.
Right.
Okay? The place ain't gonna burn down in half an hour. Stop it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? See, those are those moments that, you know what, you got to give them that refresher. A year and a half home kind of unhinges things.
Mm-hmm.
You see, but we got to united front, give them both perspectives. Grow up. The other person, grow up. You know what? You done heard it from two sides of your family already. Stop playing around. You see what I'm saying?
And it's funny you say that, man, because even though I was married and with the two boys, we still had, even though we were not together anymore, we still got a united front with the boys. Mm-hmm. So while one son tried to play between the two, when mom said I could do this, I said, well, really? Well, that's funny. She said that because we just talked. Put her on the phone. Now?
Yeah.
Now what happened? Well, what I was saying was, everything changed then.
I think you don't speak.
Right. That was the clue. Let me say something for those parents, because you're together and I'm not. It was so important that me and the boy's mother had a united front when dealing with them, but it had to come from a place of agreement.
Yeah. It's called the word accord, right?
Yep.
You have to be in accord.
Mm-hmm.
That word, that means agreement. Mm-hmm. And what happens is if you're not somewhat settled on the situation before you even got to deal with the kid will learn how to play you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They don't have to be, parents don't have to be separate. They could be literally upstairs and downstairs, come tell you something different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Dad, I bought this outfit and it's on the way. It's literally coming from Amazon already. Like, hey, what did your mom think? Oh, I didn't show it to her yet, but I already know it's going. Well, put the order on hold. Make sure they don't charge your credit card. Because you know they got rules about what to wear. You know, we buying clothes right now. They got rules for that, okay? And you in high school, you know, it's all funny, you know, when you're 10 and 8. It ain't funny no more when you're 14, okay? I'm buying more bullets for my gun. You know what I'm
saying? Right. Same difference, man. Same thing, man. That's why
it's a shot in my yard. You better be careful.
Right. You can't wear the same thing.
Exactly. When you wear it, it wears you differently. Okay? Yeah. My daughter is taller than my wife right now.
Oh, wow.
She's taller than my wife. So you're talking about a person that's got more years of growing to do, and you got to have a hold on that personality very quickly. And if she was sitting right here, I would say the word. I wouldn't even change my words. You know why? Because she knows I don't play around with that stuff.
Yeah. And you have to do that. You have to do that. Because you know what? You're a father.
Sorry.
You're a father. And I think we miss out on that, on the importance of the father setting boundaries within the dynamic of the children's lives and everyone around them.
I've been teaching them all weekend because, you know, it's the end of the summer. They don't have nothing to do. You know, they got all these butterflies in their stomach about going back to school. Forget about school right now. You're not gonna worry about school for a whole number 10 more days. I'm gonna teach y'all eBay. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna teach y'all how to make some money with the stuff in your house that you ain't using. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All the nervousness. You know what? By the time you finish on this eBay project, y'all be buying Jordans for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's having fun. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I want to do it. Don't turn. See, I don't look at financial struggle as a struggle. I look at it as a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to get over it. You're supposed to be rewarded because of your ingenuity. You have a brain. You don't help millionaires. You don't help people, you know, change their life, you know, millions of people's lives. There's no reason why when you get into a financial stump that you don't take care of yourself. Okay. And so, and one of the most highly probable reasons why you're in trouble is because you're just lazy. Okay. I probably had a great summer. Everybody relax. Everybody's, you know, eating whatever they want, doing whatever they want. You know what? And you let things go sometimes. Get back on track. When stuff starts to look crazy, you get back on track. And that's what I do. I use this project to focus them. Okay. You get on focus, you're gonna get up every morning and look at that eBay. You're gonna look at your sales. You're gonna look and see the questions being asked. We're gonna put stuff in boxes and ship them out. Learn how to have an ethic about getting something done and seeing it to completion.
Correct.
That's what a father should do with their kid. Not just sit there and say, "Why are you asking me for money?"
Right.
Get away from me. What are you doing? Why are you even? And they have that fear to go to the boss about money.
Mm-hmm.
They should go to the boss for a raise.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They should say, how can I help you?
Right.
It always brought me to tears. They're like, "Oh, Dad, you know what? I know that it's the beginning of school year. You don't have to give us allowance for 2 weeks." Almost burst into tears. How much is spending your allowance? You crazy?
He's like,
well, no, we just know, you got to pay for school books, you got to pay for sneakers, you got to pay for computers. I got to buy 2 computers. I got to fix a computer. It's like all this. Like, listen, life is about challenges.
mm-hmm.
That's a pivotal moment right there. Don't teach your kids to hold back. Tell them to push harder. Go harder. Things get rough, go harder.
Right.
So listen, you can't say we don't have any money. I got a car in the yard. I'm not driving. I can sell it.
Right. There's money everywhere.
I showed him. I said, go in Auto Tempest. What's Auto Tempest? It's a car site that shows you the value of car on all the other websites. I said, go put that car in Auto Tempest right now. When's the last time I drove that car? 6 months ago? I said, go put it in. Oh, with the miles you have, Dad, it's $7,000. Put it up. What do I care? I got the title right here. You see what I'm saying? And there's money in you shop. You can shop in your own house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Don't ever say you don't have money. Okay? We just put our money in places we don't see the dollar value for sometimes.
Right.
It's not so much the wrong place. It's just at a time when it was valuable, it's not now. So
Correct.
use that old value to put down on your new value.
That's it, man. It's funny because I did the same thing with my sons. What I had them do is if they ever wanted something, they had to write me a proposal.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a proposal. What is that? Go look it up. And as I said before, when I told them to write the proposal, the first one was rejected automatically.
Mm-hmm. It's like the insurance company.
Huh?
It's like the insurance company.
Yeah.
They always say no first.
Yeah. I said, no, did you look at it? Yeah, I looked over. It's not good. Rewrite it. So my son, I think I said this before, I always share because this dude came with a slideshow with music and why he should get the iPhone XR at the time. I said, you know what, boy, I know you got good grades, but you pulled a stunt out on me. And this is the reason how I'm going to pay it back because I'm going to have a job and I can give you this percentage. I said, that's what I'm talking about. Write a proposal. I'm not giving you nothing just for nothing. So what, you got good grades? I expect that. Show me what you can do. Show me how you're going to go to the next level.
Let me tell you something. You're not born with hustle. You only see people with hustle and you say, I could do that too. Mm-hmm. Hustle is awakened in you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You want your kid to be begging you and telling you to do all this stuff and telling you and ruling your life and you be a grandiose chauffeur for them, then that may be the life for you. It's not for me. Okay.
I hear.
I wasn't born to be the servant of my kid. Right. In my house, I teach my kids to hustle. I teach them, hey, you could clean a dish and that costs 25 cents. Okay. Mm-hmm. You could clean the whole floor and it cost you $20, but you got to do that first.
Right.
Okay. And I built them a system that they can make money as often as they want and as much as they want.
Right.
And for them to come back to me and say, listen, we can suspend that system because we know this is priority, it means they understand where the priorities are. Mm-hmm. But that does not mean that makes me go harder. I'm gonna show you what hustle is by letting sure I'm gonna take care of that in this, because you know why? There's no limit to God's kingdom.
Right.
There's no limit.
So it goes to the point. This is why it's so important to hear the Father's voice.
You got it, of course.
This is the point why it's so important to hear I'm not saying you wouldn't hear that anywhere else. I'm just saying you hear from two fathers and they're giving their voice of what they do with their children.
I remember when oh my God, this is gonna oh my guy. I can't believe it. I have to tell you this story. My dad. See, you reminded me about what my dad did one day.
Mm-hmm.
I bought my first house. I was 21 years old. I bought my first house.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was like, "Oh man, I want to come up to the house. I want to see it." Okay, he's a photographer. He wants to take photographs. He
Mm-hmm.
wants to, get involved in the house. This is the way he gets involved. I'm going to take photographs. I'm a photographer. I said, "Okay, Dad, come here." Blah, blah, blah. We come up there. The washer and dryer that they supposedly sold us. The people did not like the fact that they was getting rid of this house. They were tenants in the house. So the people sold the house up from under them and said, "You got to move out." Gave them like 30 days notice. Poked holes in the plaster and everything, and then the real estate company had to go and scramble to fix up, patch everything up before they left. So one thing that they did, they messed up. They were really grimy people. They messed up the washer and dryer that was already supposed to be working. So I get to the house, we're moving in, everything's cool. We're like trying to get things going. My dad, he goes, "John, what's wrong with the washer and dryer?" I said, "Well, I'm pulling apart because it's no good. Like at some point, we gotta get another one. But for now, these gotta go because it's garbage day." You're like, "Garbage day? You don't have a washer and dryer in the house?" And I know my dad. My dad don't have no money in his pocket. He never has money in his pocket. My mom was the money manager. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was like, "Let's get in the car right now." I said, "For what? We're going, everybody has a Sears. You got a Sears?" I said, "Sears and Roebuck?" What people say, Sears and Roebuck.
Yeah, Sears and Roebuck, right.
I said, "No, we got Sears right down the street." He goes, "We're going there right now." I said, and I don't know my dad to ever have no way that I know he don't got money in his pocket. I know he don't. I said, "Okay, Dad, you sure? Listen, we're going to go there. I got it. Don't worry about it, Dad. I will figure this out." No. You don't have to figure it. I want this off your mind right now. He said, "Get in the car. We're going to Sears." We go to Sears. He goes down there. He says, "Kenmore is the best manufacturer because they are a Sears product. We're going to get you washer and dryer and a warranty, a 10-year warranty today." And I said, "Okay." So he's so determined. I'm like, I didn't ask him for a washer and dryer. He goes, "We're going to get it." He talks to the salesman. He just wanted to handle the whole thing. He said, "Listen, because I know he's done this before. Anytime we had a problem with the appliances in the house, my dad always took care of the appliance problems. We went and talked to the salesman, blah, blah, blah. We're getting that today. They said they were going to deliver it next week. We're getting it today. The guy's going to bring it to the house today. And by the time the end of the day, but before I leave the house, that wash and dryer, they're going to be coming in and installing it." And I was like, "Dad, how are you going to take care of this?" He said, "I got a Sears card." I said, "Dad, I never even knew you had a credit card." That's how my dad from back in the day, like he never deal with credit anything. But of course, my mom gave him a credit card. He was like, "You got this."
Right. Dude, you understand how powerful those stories are, man, about your dad?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you got to hear the father's voice.
This is why I deal with my kids. Because listen, you think you're supposed to be down? You ain't supposed to be down. We got a solution right now. Stop being down. Don't even think about the worst part of it. Get to the solution.
Right. You got to hear the father. That was important. See, the father's voice is not his actual voice, his voice of his action.
Absolutely.
And that's where we miss the voice of his action. My father, it's funny you said that. My father, man, I think about it. It's amazing. Just the things he did, just to teach me work ethics about using the mind. So he used to make muffins. So he said, call me my name. I'm going to go say my family name. He used to say, "I need you to go get the recipe and make the muffins. But make sure," they were cranberry muffins, I believe. Not cranberry, but blueberry muffins and cherry muffins. He said, "When you do this one procedure, make sure you dip it in flour." "All right, Dad, I got you, man. I got you, Dad." So I did it successfully the first time. He came home. "Oh, look what Lawrence did. You did a good job. All right, we got another order for another dozen. I got to go sooner. I got to be back." Matter of fact, I'm taking the recipe with me. I said, what? I said, what? I said, you taking the recipe with you? Yeah, I'm taking the recipe with you. It don't need to be out. Somebody might come around me. He took the recipe with I kid you not, John. I was so nervous. I said, 1 cup of flour should mix. What he was teaching me, even in that situation, is to learn how to learn a skill and master it. Don't rely on what you see, rely on what you know. Now, the muffins did come out good. Thank you, Jesus, because I would have heard from them in Kingdom Come. But the power of it was my father entrusted me with the business, because it was our business to sell muffins. He sell them at stores and different places. But he entrusted me, but he wanted to say, I want to teach you the next level of, you don't need the recipe in front of you, because the recipe is what? In you.
Inside you. It's supposed to become you.
Y'all better catch both of these stories talk.
They're supposed to say, oh, well, enough time has passed. I use that little toothpick and see if there's any bad on the inside. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's one of the tricks.
Learn stuff like that from the person who wrote the recipe. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right about that, about the toothpick and the flour. I'm gonna tell you, one is if the toothpick comes up clean, it's definitely done. If it doesn't, leave it in the oven, and you better wash. And tell your brothers and sisters, don't be playing around the stove, because I don't need this to drop. Oh, like, okay. They were gone. Mother and father was gone.
It's true.
But he wanted to make sure the recipe was not just, it was something not in front of me, but it was in me.
Exactly. It's no wonder that all 4 of my kids are technical people, because I couldn't. I don't want to say I didn't want to have to afford a lot of repairs. When you got, remember back in the day, the kid would put the oatmeal inside the VCR. I was always afraid of that possible reality. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So what I said was, instead of me telling my kids, no, because that's another thing you don't do. You don't tell kids or pets, no. You're supposed to tell them what to do, not what not to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When they was curious around the buttons and when they was curious around the equipment, I would say, oh, you're my little helper today. I want you to open the printer for me. Yeah, pull that lever open, and I want you to put the paper in.
Oh, really?
Close it, and then turn it on. And when the thing comes out, I want you to bring it to me. You see? That way, they never thought it was a toy. They knew it was their responsibility to take care of them.
Right.
I know it sounds very simple, but trust me, I have 30-something printers in my place. Any one of them break, you know how much it costs to get a technician to come over. It could be thousands of dollars.
Yes.
For one device. I got folder machines. I got, labeling. I got sealers. Guess what? I did not want none of this stuff broken. Today, I'm very minimally involved in some of the tasks that I have to do with some of my printing clients, because they all know the procedures. I have one son that can run the folder machine. I have another son that can run the printer, that knows how to load the printer and print the stuff out. I have another one that knows how to do the folding and inserting. I have another one that does the sealing. And you know what? I'm very minimally involved, and I give them the money that they gave me for that job. It's almost like we're passing the torch, but I'm doing it before they're walking around the shop. You know what I'm saying? I taught them how to do assembly line stuff that we used to do. Remember that assembly line stuff?
Jeez. Yeah.
In the letters, stuffing them in the padded envelopes. They do all that stuff. And they do it with perfection. And they do it with checking each other. I'm teaching them to do it without any, they do it with the same way without the recipe. You get what I'm saying?
That's it.
They don't have somebody after them. And they know how to check each other. Dad, I saw this one. This one looks strange. Oh, really? You see, when you get to the point, you supersede the instructions and you look for the problems, that makes you manager level. That makes you supervisory level. And when they come to you with the problem, oh, you give reward. Thank you for catching that one. That could have been a serious issue. Fix it. Put it back in the line. That is what you do. A father that passes on a trade, My father didn't do this to me, but my brother, he taught me woodworking. He taught me how to be handy. I have a closet full of tools because of my brother, not my father. My father was a photographer, like I said. My brother, construction, building things. I have a lot of hand-built stuff in my house because I took on contractors that understood my instructions. And guess what? These things came from my brother teaching me how to not be afraid to deal with building things. You give me something IKEA, if I have no money tomorrow, I can go put a Craigslist ad and say, I'll build something IKEA. I'll have the thing built in half the time. You know why? Because I need the money, that quick money, that trade money, that hustle money. You learn these things. Like I told you yesterday, my brother was my godfather. He's 12 years older than me. Taught me the trade.
Right.
This is this is stuff that would cost thousands of dollars in school, but the love of your father will give it to you for free.
For free. That's why you need to hear. I gave the sort of bias side of the father's voice at the beginning of the hour, but now you're hearing the other side of the father's voice, which is his actions that he gives you as a child. And we're giving good examples, dude, from our fathers, what they did. It's funny now. I'm looking, I'm like, this joker that took the recipe away from me. I'm like, man, what the heck? But I didn't realize he was teaching me a lesson.
That's the whole point. And we're not trying to tell you what you should have had. We're telling you what to do.
Yeah.
You're a man on this channel. This is what you're supposed to do. Even if you didn't have the example, whatever circumstances that got you to this point right now, guess what? You got here safely. Okay? You may have all these stories of all the stuff you're going to tell people, the bad news about your past, whatever. And listen, I understand it. That's your therapy, right? But what we're telling you is, for the future, fix this. Fix it in this generation. Pass it along properly. I'm happy to be in all my children's life. I'm happy that LJ is in all his children's life. You know why? Because that's the gift.
That's the gift.
No matter what our experiences was, that's the gift. And if we don't take responsibility in that moment, something will get lost.
Correct. And it's funny when you said I look at, you know, both of my sons have YouTube channels.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Both of my sons have YouTube channels, and and I do music. My one son both of my sons do music.
Okay.
And so it's funny because we're the gift from their dad. I'm not saying they didn't get it from their mom. We talk about dads right now. Don't get your panties all in the twist over there. But I'm talking about the dad. The three of us would come together and collaborate on a song that we're creating. What needs to be added? What needs to be taken away? What vocals? Do you understand the power that the Father has by giving the gift of himself to the child? The gift of himself to the child. And many of y'all need that gift.
Yeah. It's more important than you know. It's more important than you know. We have what you're giving them, because you understand, the child's not going to pay attention to the person in the street first. The child's not going to pay attention to the teacher first. The child's not going to pay attention to the gang leader first. The child's not going to pay attention to the peer or his best friend first, or even his cousin, even his brother. He's not going to pay attention to those people first. The first person he's looking for is the one on top, the one that brought him here. Okay? His father. Okay? And yeah, we're not trying to say it's not the mother. Mother too, but yeah, definitely his father. Okay? Once the father's out of the picture and you can't trust the father, that's when they start trusting everybody else. I know you weren't there, you weren't listening to it when I said at the beginning, the fathers are the borders or the demarcations within the family. They set the protection around the family. And if he's gone, all protection is gone. Right. It's like you now have to make a new choice, and you start to really scramble. The people that didn't grow up with their father, tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Then there's a choice because the mother is the only figure. And I'm not saying it's wrong. It's the only figure at the top. Then to make up that particular position, then other men step in and you start to see perspective if you can. Some mothers are so protective, they don't get a male perspective at all. Or they get proposed a negative perspective because of their experience. And then there's the perpetuation out from there. You start to develop that resentment that somebody else has, and it's not good. It could be a chosen removal of that role by resentment, or it could be pain because of the forced removal that nobody chose.
Mm-hmm.
But it does start from the top, because there's some fathers out there that never had a wife. It's I know it's rare, but it's the same problem. When you're missing that top member, you start having to now compromise with the choices of who that role will be.
They got to get this. They please get this. And wow, we had an hour already. Woo! The Father's voice, the voice of his actions. That's what you're missing. You need to hear the side of the Father's voice, the voice, his story, his actions. Even if there was a lack of, we're saying that now John said it clearly. The baton is in your hand, whether you're a father or not. The baton is in your hand. What are you going to do with the children, the cousins, the friend, with everybody around you? Are you going to just whine and complain? Well, my dad wasn't there. I ain't going to do nothing. I ain't going to be no. What are you going to do? Are you going to step up to bat and make a difference in the child's life? Man, there's so many stories I can even share about that. My grandmother was actually next in line besides my mother. See?
Yeah.
See?
That became your mama. Come on.
Right. So it's so important. It's so important to have that voice of the Father. I remember I was a Sunday school teacher years ago. I wanted all males. I didn't want the women I wanted all males. That comes from some Islam, Nation of Islam things. But in the Sunday school class, I wanted all male, and we didn't do things traditionally like the church Sunday school said you should do. Well, we're gonna talk about what we did was we incorporated life lessons with the Bible. It's funny, I'm doing that now. I'm doing the same thing now. And to look at those young men now, they're in their 30s, mid 30s. I'm like, wow. I was a pivotal point in them seeing a young man on how to live a life poured inside of them. Took them on trips, took them to the Indians game, to the Cavs game before the Cavs became the Cavs they were before LeBron came. Took them to hockey games. I was the figure to say, hey, this is how a man interacts. Telling you, the Father's voice is what you're missing, what you're looking for. The Father's story is his actions. In closing, because definitely I was telling him I got to go to a doctor's appointment. That's why we're early today. Got to take care of him. I'm going to say it again for those in the back of the room. Men, go get checked up. Get your rooter to the tutor checked out. Get your pipe, get to everything working right. If it's dripping, you need to make sure it's not dripping anymore. If whatever the case may be, make sure you eat right. I like to eat. Make sure you eat right.
This is something your dad's supposed to be telling you.
Yeah. Yeah. Go get, make sure you go get your eyes, your teeth, whatever, whatever. Make sure you gotta go to the doctor. I'm going to know, doctor. They're gonna do something to me. I want to say, Negro, please, if you don't take your asphalt to the doctor and get checked out.
I'm telling you. And as a dad, I'm being an example today. I'm going to get my shots for the vaccine.
See?
I'm not telling nobody else to get it, but I'm going to get it. You know why? Because I want to stay outside.
And just for the record, for all your, we're not here pushing whether you should get it or not. We're not saying it. We're not here to say anything, but I'm just saying. I mean, run that past that again. Do a little commercial. We're not telling you to do it or not. We're not. I'm not. That's not my fight. But I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. I'm going to get checked up today.
And all my kids on Sunday, they get a different kind of shot. So it's a different setup.
Yeah. You don't say no, yell them what they should do. I don't tell them, you got to decide what you're going to do. But I'm just saying, go. Don't say no, yell them what they should do. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, go get a checkup. Go get checked up. Y'all need to go make sure everything working right. Y'all want to go do some pipe fitting. You better make sure the pipe fitting tools is working right. I'm just saying. I'm trying to help somebody. You want to start doing pipe fitting work? I got that from my older cousins. Like, what y'all? Oh, we do pipe fitting. I'm like, what is pipe fitting? As a kid, like, what are they talking about? They laugh. You'll learn little lines, Then I realized what they were talking about, the pipe fitting work they do. But you want to make sure your pipe fitting working, everything is working. I'm saying I'm being funny because I want to make sure that it's important y'all get the help. Hey, so John the W, give us the number for today. We got to get ready to go. So I got to get to this. I had to get to this doctor's appointment. This was good, man. A little early.
Hey. Now I got time to see the replay.
Yep. Sure do. Give it a number. Jonathan W. The number is on you. He got 93 FM WZAK for lovers only. Doo-doo-doo. Real talk. Let the young version of you take care of the old version of you. Wow, I like that.
Whoa.
I like that.
Ronnie, that is what's up.
Dude.
I like that one.
Wow. Let the younger version of you take care of the older version of you. I like that. Wow, that's on point, dude. Let me look this up because I got to get across the street. Some of y'all need to the ladies ain't here because we early. They used to come in at a certain time. I understand. You're like, wait, where are you at? You're doing 93. Angel number symbolizes. Let's get this real quick, and I got to get ready to go. Get it. That's good, Ronnie. Seriously, that's good. It is known for our angels trying to communicate with us through different signs and symbols. One of the most common ways to receive a message. Okay. What this ain't telling me what I want. Okay, and this we will tell you that the number actually means and how it relates to. Okay, this is telling me about love. We ain't talking about no love. That's a quotable right there. Yeah, that's a quotable right there. 93. I don't know why I'm not getting I normally had a 90 angel number. Man, let's get this right quick. And I gotta get across the street. The 93 comes out. It's a positive energy. The attributes 9 and 3. The number shows the inner wisdom and generosity, whereas the number 3 contributes to optimistic and enthusiasm. It is also represents imagination and inspiration, creativity, and encouragement. Just like the number 39, the angel number 93 gives an important message to let go of the toxic situations that no longer serves us. Let me say that again. To let go of the toxic situations that no longer serves us. If you find yourself in the situations that negatively impact your life, your angel guides you to let go of them as soon as you can. Wow. 93 is telling somebody the angel is telling you to let go of some what? Let go of some toxic situations that no longer serve you. 93. Let me put that in there again. 93. Angel 93 is saying that. Some of y'all got to let go of some toxic ways you think about your dad and the situation. So what? Because they no longer serve you. Let me say that again. 93. I'm using that when people ask me why I don't drink. Let me say that again. 93, the angel 93 is saying what? Let go of toxic situations that no longer serve you. Please get that. I got to get across the street. I got to get to this doctor's appointment. So everyone, see you tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will be back. We will be talking more about the Father's voice, which is his actions, and some really insight on how we father our children. And some of the things that we do, they might seem quite unconventional to the common person, but we're actually realizing that. What I tell my sons, he said, I'm talking to you, but I'm actually talking to my grandchildren when I deal with you. When I talk to you, I'm dealing with my grandchildren. This is something that I share with my sons all the time. When I talk to you, I'm talking to my grandchildren. So in that saying, we're out of here. Thanks for showing up. We're out of here. You got his camera already off? Peace. Oh boy. Oh, they got something from us today. Peace, 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 peace.